everybody. Welcome back to the No Vacancy Podcast with me, your host, Glenn Hausman. Man, I'm excited today because I get to talk to Aly El-Bassuni, Senior Vice President, Franchise Operations America with Radisson. Sorry I had to take a sneak peek at your card, but that title is super long, and my memory is not that good. How you doing, man?
I'm doing great.
Well, thank you so much for joining me here today. I hope you're doing super well here. We're recording this at the show floor at the Lodging Conference, but I would like to start this conversation we're talking to you about all the great stuff that you're doing. I want to say I'm a sucker for Las Vegas. So congratulations on the Treasure Island deal. How freaking cool is that? And what does it mean to you?
It is very cool.
Yeah.
And we're really excited about having presence on the Strip.
Mm-hmm.
We signed TI in July.
Right.
Going through a technology integration right now with the team at TI, and we're hoping to get it officially in the system by the end of the year.
What does that mean to a company such as Radisson to have a premier Las Vegas property in the portfolio?
Well, it puts us on the map in a big way. To have presence on the Strip, like few hotel companies have.
Right.
To help the TI team tap into our technology platform and our RES system platform.
Right.
It means a lot to us from a development standpoint.
Yeah, and we will be talking about the technology platform in just a couple of minutes, but I'm curious, how do you go about closing a deal like that? Did you have to ride the bull at Gillies and show that you could last the 8 seconds in order to make this deal close?
Fortunately, I did not. I would not have passed that test.
Right. That's too funny. So how do you even get involved in a conversation to approach one of these massive resorts that are out there?
We have a great development team, and they're out there pounding the pavement, working hard to surface every lead that they can. And it was one of those opportunities where we brought in the team. We met with Mr. Ruffin and his executive team. We talked about the value proposition that Radisson brings to the table, and it came together nicely for us.
Right, and for the one person out there in the universe who doesn't know where Treasure Island is located, it's just across from Venetian Palazzo, and then diagonally across the street is Wynn. I guess it's the Fashion Show Mall, which is adjacent to it on one side, and such a great location. And what I like about that property is it was really very symbolic of that first generation of awesome Las Vegas properties that came not far after Mirage opened up, right? Probably 91, 92 or something like that.
Iconic.
Yeah,
iconic. Property.
And totally redeveloped, although I do kind of wish they would bring back that pirate show. Although I know it's not practical, and it's too dang windy outside. I really enjoyed that. But Las Vegas isn't the only place where you guys are making things happen. You've been in making deals in New York City as well, which is pretty cool.
Absolutely. Opened 2 new locations this past month. One in Rockefeller Center, Radisson property. Another one down in Wall Street.
Rockefeller Center? That's pretty awesome.
You can't beat the location.
No.
It's fantastic.
You can't. I did. Speaking of Rockefeller Center, I put in for Saturday Night Live tickets in August. And for those of you listening, you got to send in for tickets every August, and then I just get rejected every single year. I think they realized I was too old and they won't let me in there anymore.
I've been on the waiting list for 10 years. So good luck.
Back when I was in my 20s and I was living in Manhattan, I got to see all the shows in New York City. It was so much fun. But you got another one coming to Times Square.
Absolutely. We hope to have that open by late November, early December.
Right.
That is also with McSam Hotel Group. We've been working quite a bit, very closely with Sam Chang and his team. So
I feel like in order for us to tell this story, and we'll talk about some of the technology you're doing, but I think the first aspect of this is how much the company has changed since Ken Green came back to America and took over the role as president. I think it's been 18 months, maybe, or is it longer than that?
It was actually 2 years in June.
Oh, 2 years is Jesus.
We're going on our 3rd year now. I don't know where the time went.
Oh, my goodness. It's going so fast. So what has that been like for the company? How has it changed? There's been a lot of leadership changes. There's been ownership changes. There's been everything about the whole company has changed. Yeah. What does that mean to you? What is it like going through that whole tech process?
It has been a blast.
Yeah.
It has been a career opportunity to be part of the seismic change that's happening at Radisson. We are turning over every stone, every rock, turning everything inside out, from technology to how we service properties, owners, bringing a really owner-centric model to our service and support organization. New websites, loyalty and the enhancements that are happening with our loyalty program. Turned over the entire development team, and you're seeing now that they're really beginning to fire up that engine from a development standpoint.
What is that like, though, being in the trenches as the company is going through all of this change? Because I think part of the cornerstone of this is finding a way to create the right culture that brings along the folks that were part of the old version of the company to where you want to bring it into today and tomorrow?
Yeah. Listen, I arrived in Minneapolis in
Right.
September
Mm-hmm.
of 2017, and my assessment within the first couple of weeks is
Right.
that there is amazing talent there.
Right.
Fantastic people. We just needed to evolve as an organization, as a business, bring more technology, bring efficiencies, a new way of thinking. We have fabulous talent there, and I wouldn't want to be anywhere else. It's just an amazing group of people.
So you say owner-centric model. What does that really mean?
It quite simply a focus on owners.
Right.
When we talk, certainly we add value to general managers, we add value to management companies, we add value to sales folks. At the end of the day, though, our customer is the owners, is the owner of our hotels,
Right.
and that's who we are driven to drive value to day in day out, and show what we have to offer and deliver the value proposition for Radisson Hotel Group.
So how does that affect the thoughts and concepts behind creating the products that you're putting out in the market that they're gonna buy into?
You know, we're also owners and operators
Right.
of hotels,
Mhm.
and so anytime we begin a thought process or begin going down the path of
Uh-huh.
rolling anything out, we have to walk the walk. We have to pilot it and test it around our own hotels, but we also reach out to the ownership community. At any point in time, we have 7, 8, 9, 10 different tracks where we are testing, proofing, making sure that the right guest impact is there, the cost thesis is there, the return on the investment is there. So we have to be it's a two-way conversation.
Right. So what was that process like getting owners and developers to listen to you and understand that this is not the Radisson of years ago? Because my opinion was is the old version of the company kind of hit a wall, right? They had leadership issues and stuff, and then Ken, when he came in, it's totally transformed the entire business. So my outside hunch is that people were ready and receptive to listen, but you needed to really get the message out there.
You have to, and you have to get it out early. You have to
Right.
get it out often, and it has to be consistent. Matter of fact, I'm going to leave here in a few minutes. I'm
Right.
heading over to our Radisson Phoenix Airport, where we have 40 of our owners and general managers there for a regional meeting.
Oh, goodness.
We're doing 17 of those across the Americas, over 6 countries between now and Halloween.
Wow.
And so you have to be out there, you have to be visible, you have to tell the story, and you have to get that engagement.
So how do you handle all those flights?
I tell you, it's you know, you're getting numb sometimes
Right.
on the plane, but you find ways to be productive, maybe to even have some downtime and catch up on some reading or yeah.
Right. It's really funny that you should say that because I'm always torn between. It's like the most productive place in the universe for me.
Yeah.
But it's also the place I could relax the most in the universe because nobody is bothering me.
Exactly.
Right. So you
Yeah.
have to figure out what that is. But all right, let me segue back to what's really important is the technological changes that you guys are embarking on. Now, when I was at your annual conference this past spring, was it right?
Yeah, April.
Yeah, April, right. So at least I guess spring, because I know your next one's in winter, so it kind of confused me.
Minneapolis, that was the teeth of winter, by the way. But
Yeah, which is why you held it in South Florida,
That's right.
right?
That's right.
I saw a lot of happy Minnesotans down in South Florida
That's
wearing
right.
shorts. What a great party you had the first night. Everybody was really enjoying being outside, but you got up on stage, you delivered some great messaging, and I'm really curious as to where you are with your IT packages. What were you thinking about on the onset on how you're going to be able to compete in this important arena going forward?
Full steam ahead with Emma.
Yeah.
Emma is going to be our new technology ecosystem. It will span not just property management systems, but central reservation systems, CRM, the relationship management tool, the loyalty platform. It'll involve mobile, and it is a massive undertaking.
Right. I was going to say it's got to be a massive undertaking, but it seems to me that you're rethinking everything that's got ones and zeros in the entire company.
No question.
Wow.
Yeah.
So how do you even wrap your arms around that? How long does that sort of process take? How do you prioritize what needs to go out first? It seems to me like a Herculean task.
Yeah. Well, the process doesn't start this fall, which is when we start the beta test. The process really started 2 years ago with the inception of the idea, creating the right work streams,
Right.
Whether it's business process leads, key users that are out testing and kicking the tires on the system. We will begin piloting this fall in St. Cloud, Minnesota, just up the road from us with one of our our key multi-property owners.
Right.
We will begin a second pilot with one of our properties that we manage.
Right.
Again, that is getting down to walking the walk along with our franchisees. And we'll pilot one more hotel early 2020. And then from there, we'll begin a scaled rollout using actually our America's Business Conference in February.
Right. I think it's like February 20th-ish.
That's right, yeah, at the Wynn in Las Vegas. And that will be essentially the kickoff, and we'll begin the scaled rollout from there. And it'll be about a 24 to 36 month implementation. So we have a lot of work ahead of us.
So when you first approached this, was it something that it was great to have to start over, or was it like, oh my God, we have to start over?
Well, listen, it's a daunting task,
right?
But it's exciting.
Yeah, because you have an open slate, right? So you aren't beholden to everything that came before. You're in a position to reinvent absolutely everything.
That is absolutely right.
So what does that mean? What does that mean to you when it comes to being able to, I don't know, generate more loyalty, for example, with customers?
We will have complete visibility to the business.
Right.
We will know loyalty customers walking in the door, how many nights they've stayed with us, where they've stayed, what are their preferences at other locations where they've stayed, how can we create an experience that meets their expectations and over-delivers on their expectations wherever possible. So it's exciting.
Right.
We're exploring, and we'll eventually, as part of the EMA implementation, we will have options where perhaps guests can choose their own room, if guests prefer, and guests today are more empowered and more self-sufficient, if you will. If they want to opt into the mobile check-in and bypass the front desk, so those are all possibilities.
Right. Now I know that you're in development, so tell me if this is not a fair question, but how do you readjust what happens at the property level when you don't have that front desk person as front and center as previously? How does that change the way you need to think about designing an overarching experience that still makes you have those one-on-one personal connections with customers, but more in the way that they want?
It doesn't change. Emma is not going to replace the personal interaction. It's still down to the people that create those memorable experiences for our guests. We're not taking that away. We're certainly not expecting a piece of technology to replace that. That is far from the expectation. Absolutely not.
Because that's always like a fear for me, that there are certain hoteliers out there that are going to want to rely too much on technology, and I'm afraid it's going to create an impersonalization that is really counter to what we're trying to do right now with customers, is really get to create individualized experiences for them and have great interactions with staff.
Yeah, and technology being an enabler.
That's right.
To do that.
That's right.
Absolutely. That's absolutely right.
Right. So where's this all going to be going for Radisson?
Well, hang on to your hat. It's going to be a fun ride.
Yeah.
It has been. It's been a wonderful 2 years. I hit 2 years with the company on Wednesday last week, and it feels like I just got here and we're just getting started.
Yeah. Congratulations on 2 full years. So what are you most excited about going forward? I know it's the Sophie's Choice of questions here for you because you have so much going on, but is there one or two things that you're really mostly jazzed about all we discussed today?
It is all the great growth that we have been experiencing and we will experience. Just signed Aruba, Radisson Blue on
yes, I forgot to mention that one.
And it is just amazing to see the potential for the growth of this organization.
Yeah, what's going on in Aruba? Everybody I know loves Aruba so much.
I've never been, but I have a feeling I might be there for the grand opening.
Is this a conversion or a new build?
It's a new construction.
Wow. When is that going to be opening?
We hope to have that open no later than the middle of next year.
The middle of next year. All right. So make sure you send me an invite to go down there. I got to get myself to Aruba. Been way too long. I think it's been over 20 years since I've been to Aruba.
Well, we'll have to put you on the invite list.
Yeah, for sure. All right, Ali, I want to thank you so much for being here. And because you were so good today, you have earned a special chance to plug anything you want. How can we find you? Plug yourself, plug Radisson. I don't know, plug your favorite Chinese restaurant, whatever you want.
Well, I want to take this opportunity to plug my great team.
Nice.
I work with amazing people day in and day out. It really is an embarrassment of riches with the talent that we have in our organization.
Yeah.
So I just want to say thank you for everything that you do and the great experience that you provide for our owners.
Yeah, you really stole a lot of great talent from other companies that was out
We sure
there.
did.
I know. Well, congratulations to you, and it's fun to see this story happening. It's really just such great news. One of those brands that I didn't know what was going to happen with them. You were up against the ropes. Everything's changed, and now you're out there. You're fighting, and look like you're ready to take on Mike Tyson in his prime.
Well, I don't know about that yet, but we're punching above our weight, that's for sure.
All right, excellent. All right, absolutely love it. I want to thank Aly for being here. And of course, you've got to register for our weekly Sunday newsletter. Text Orient Hotel to 66866 and get in on all of that fun. Be sure to follow us at Traveling Glenn. You can find me there on social media, like our Facebook page. Find us on LinkedIn. Watch our videos besides these podcasts. And thank you so much for listening and supporting us here at the No Vacancy Network. And we'll see you guys next time.